Hello, my dear friends. I hope you are doing great wherever you are in the world. Today, I am with you with two incredibly delicious eggplant recipes. So, stay with me until the end of the video because the second recipe is just as delicious and attractive as the first. Well, let's start cooking. First of all, I cut the eggplants exactly like in the video. In addition to being low in calories, eggplants are rich in fiber and antioxidants. Fiber helps you feel fuller, and the antioxidants in eggplant protect your body's cells from free radical damage. Now, I pour water and a little salt in a bowl and soak the eggplants in this solution for about 20 minutes. This has two important advantages. First, it removes any bitterness from the eggplant, and second, it absorbs less oil when cooked, giving it a softer, more delicious texture. I put all the eggplants in the water so that they are completely soaked. Now, I move on to the potatoes. I cut one potato exactly like in the video. Potatoes are a great source of complex carbohydrates and provide your body with energy gradually. They're also high in potassium, which is good for muscle function and heart health. I pour some water into a pot and add a little salt. Adding salt will prevent the potatoes from falling apart and will also give them a better taste. Dear friends, while the potatoes are cooking, I would like to know from which city and country you are watching this video. I cook the potatoes for about 20 minutes until they are completely soft. I chop half an onion into jewels. Onions are one of the main bases of flavor in cooking. In addition to their wonderful aroma, they are rich in antioxidants and beneficial compounds that can help with heart health and strengthen the immune system. I pour a little oil into the pan and wait for it to get completely hot. If the oil is hot enough, the onions will brown faster and absorb less oil. Now I add the chopped onions and fry until they are light and golden. It's time to add the minced meat. I used 200 grams of minced meat. Minced meat is a great source of protein, iron, and vitamin B12. These substances are very important for building muscle, blood, and providing the body with energy. Now, I crush 3 cloves of garlic first and then chop them finely. Crushing the garlic before chopping helps release its beneficial compounds better and gives the food a stronger aroma. In addition to its wonderful taste, garlic has antibacterial properties, helps strengthen the immune system, and is considered one of the healthiest foods due to its high antioxidant content. Do you really use garlic in your food? Now, I add the garlic to the meat and onion and fry for a few minutes to release its wonderful aroma. Next, I add some smoked paprika. In addition to giving the food a very beautiful color, smoked paprika creates a mild smoky aroma that makes the meat taste many times more delicious. Now, I add a little black pepper. Finally, I add the required amount of salt and mix all the ingredients well. Now, I chop 4 small tomatoes exactly like in the video. Tomatoes are one of the best sources of vitamin C and the antioxidant lycopene. Lycopene helps with heart health and protects cells from free radical damage. Plus, tomatoes add a subtle sweet and sour flavor to the sauce, making the meat juicier and more flavorful. I add the chopped tomatoes to the meat and mix well. Now I reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes until the tomatoes are completely soft, the juices evaporate, and all the flavors meld together. Rushing at this stage will cause the sauce to not reach the desired consistency. In the meantime, the eggplants are also ready. After 20 minutes, I remove the eggplants from the water and dry them completely with paper towels. Drying the eggplants is very important because if water remains on their surface, steam will be generated during cooking and the eggplants will become soft and watery instead of roasted. Now I arrange the eggplants in the baking tray. Using a brush, I brush both sides of the eggplants with a small amount of oil. This small amount of oil is enough to make the surface of the eggplants golden and beautiful without making them too greasy. Now I place the tray in the preheated oven. This time we just need 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius or 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow! Look how amazing it is! Now, to make the sauce more attractive in color and flavor, I add some tomato paste. Tomato paste gives the sauce a more beautiful red color and makes it taste thicker and more hearty. Now, I finely chop some fresh parsley. Parsley is a very nutritious vegetable. It's rich in vitamin K, vitamin C, and antioxidants, and in addition to its high nutritional value, it gives the food a very pleasant aroma. I add the chopped parsley to the sauce and mix all the ingredients again. Now, I reduce the heat so that the sauce gradually thickens. Finally, I add a little fresh lemon juice. Lemon juice balances the flavors, cuts through the fat in the meat, and gives the sauce a very fresh aroma. It's also a good source of vitamin C. Meanwhile, our potatoes are also fully cooked. I take them out of the water and let them cool for a few minutes so they're easier to handle. Now, I'm going to grate some fresh mozzarella. Mozzarella stretches beautifully when cooked, creating a delicious golden crust. Plus, it's a good source of protein and calcium, which are good for your bones and teeth. Okay. Our eggplants are almost ready. Now we get to the most exciting part of this recipe. On each slice of eggplant, I pour some of the meat sauce and spread it evenly so that all parts of the eggplant absorb the flavor of the sauce. Then, I sprinkle some grated mozzarella cheese on top of the sauce. Now, I put a layer of boiled potatoes on top of it. The potatoes give the dish a very tender texture and create an incredibly delicious combination with the eggplant. Again, I put another layer of eggplant on top. Now, I pour some of the meat sauce on the eggplant. And finally, I add another layer of mozzarella cheese. I put the tray back in the oven. This time, we only need 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius or 360 degrees Fahrenheit for the cheese to melt completely and get a beautiful color on the food. Wow! The result is amazing! Look at this melted cheese and the beautiful color of the food. Well, I can't wait any longer. Let me try a bite. Wow! The second recipe is just as delicious, maybe even more so. First, cut the eggplants in half like I did. This will help them cook faster and allow the ingredients to penetrate better. Now I make a few shallow cuts on the eggplant flesh with a knife. These cuts help the heat to reach the eggplant better, cook the eggplant more evenly, and then the sauce will penetrate better. I pour some salt into a bowl of water and place the eggplants in it for about 20 minutes. This will help the eggplants take out any bitterness and absorb less oil while cooking. Eggplants are rich in fiber, antioxidants, and various vitamins. The fiber in them helps with digestive health, and its antioxidants can protect the body's cells from damage. In the meantime, we'll start preparing the sauce. I pour some oil into the pan and wait for it to get really hot. Now I finely chop half an onion and fry it in the oil until it turns light and golden. Now I first crush 3 cloves of garlic and then finely chop them. Crushing the garlic before cooking releases more of its beneficial compounds and aroma. I add the garlic to the onion and fry for a minute or two to release its wonderful aroma. Garlic is known for its antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties and can be useful in boosting the immune system and heart health. Now I slice 4 small tomatoes and add them to the onion and garlic. Tomatoes are a great source of vitamin C, potassium, and the antioxidant lycopene, which is known to be beneficial for heart health and cell protection. I also add some fresh basil to give the sauce a wonderful aroma and flavor. In addition to its unique aroma, fresh basil contains antioxidants and vitamin K, which can help with health. Now I add about 100 milliliters of tomato paste and mix well to deepen the color and flavor of the sauce. Then I add some smoked paprika to give the sauce a smoky and pleasant aroma. I also add a little oregano. Finally, I add salt and black pepper. In addition to adding flavor, black pepper helps with digestion and can increase the absorption of certain nutrients. Now I mix all the ingredients well and let the sauce thicken on low heat. Now I remove the eggplants from the water, rinse them, and dry them thoroughly with paper towels. Drying the eggplants will help them roast better in the oven. I arrange the eggplants on a baking sheet and grease them with a little oil on both sides until they're golden and nicely browned. I sprinkle them with a little paprika and a pinch of salt. Now I put the eggplants in a preheated oven at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. While the eggplants are cooking, the sauce will have reached the right consistency. Now I cut some fresh mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese is a good source of protein and calcium, which is good for bone and muscle health. The eggplants are fully cooked. Now we move on to the final step. With the back of a spoon, I press the inside of the eggplants a little to create more space for the ingredients. Now I pour some of the delicious sauce we prepared on each eggplant. I place a few slices of mozzarella cheese on top. Finally, I add some olives. Now I put the tray back in the oven for 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Wow, look how amazing it is! The appearance of this dish really makes you want to eat more. Now it's time to try it. Wow, it's really great! The eggplant is perfectly soft and tender, the tomato sauce has a wonderful flavor, and the mozzarella cheese is stretchy and delicious. If you liked this recipe, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me your feedback in the comments section. Enjoy! Until the next video, God bless.